Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and they're probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Unfiltered Sports. On Unfiltered Sports, we don't move goalposts. If you love them, then you gotta love them now. So today's segment is called "Keep That Same Energy." I need everybody to keep that same energy going. Like no matter what, let's keep that energy going, right? Because it's gonna help me understand where you are coming from because I'm gonna keep that same energy and y'all gonna know where I'm coming from. Thank you to everybody that's in the chat already for tuning in to Unfiltered Sports. It's gonna be a great night. We got, a lot to talk about when it comes to keeping that same energy here at Unfiltered Sports. And I got a good friend called Popcorn, so just don't mind me while I'm eating my popcorn because I'm gonna be talking my trash while I'm eating my popcorn. So on the first portion of Unfiltered Sports today, right, we're going to talk about superstar accountability. So, who is a player? And I want y'all to put y'all answers in the chat because I can't do this segment without y'all in the chat. So, who is a player that is praised as a leader when they are winning games, no matter if it's football, basketball, hockey, soccer, baseball? Who is that player that is always being praised when they're winning games? I want to know your answers because we know about LeBron, we know about Jalen Hurts, we know about Tom Brady, we know about Dwayne Wade, we know about these superstars. But come on, let's hear it. I want to hear y'all comments right there. Come on, LeBron. We know that, right? But while we look and we listen for that player that's being praised when the games are being won and they're considered a leader, let's look at that same player now that they're struggling or losing games. Do they get that same accountability? Are they still considered a leader now that they're losing games? Now that they're struggling? LeBron used to play defense. LeBron used to be a decent player. But now that he's old, now that he's 41, 42 years old, is he still, being held to that same standard, held accountable? I mean, it's a lot to look at there, right? Because he doesn't get held to that same standard at all. Like, he doesn't play defense. He doesn't get pulled out of the game. So, like, when we look at that thing, it's like, how do you pick and choose a player to be called a leader when they're winning games and when they're performing to a higher standard, but at the same time, when they're losing and they're struggling, are they still getting that same accountability? No, they're not, right? Unless you're Jalen Hurts, because when we talk about football, we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. When Jalen Hurts is winning games, Jalen Hurts is our franchise quarterback. Jalen Hurts this, Jalen Hurts that, right? And it's like, man, now that they lost it, they he won the Super Bowl last year, Super Bowl MVP. They lost in the first round of the playoffs in the wild card. They got knocked out. Jalen Hurts isn't the franchise quarterback. They need to do this. They need to do this. Right? There's a lot to look at. But the accountability is different. We look at the media, the fans, right? All of a sudden, it's the coach's fault. It's Nick Sirianni's fault. Oh, it's the offensive coordinator fault. Oh, it's AJ Brown fault. Oh, it's Dallas Goddard fault. Oh, it's this person's fault. Oh, the referees made a bad call. So when do the superstars of the pro leagues stop being protected and start being held accountable? It needs to start now because the protection of these superstars and the not being held accountable is destroying the repetition, not the repetition, the reputation, sorry, of the league that they play in. It's crazy. It's mind blowing. Let's look at this, right? Coaches, right? When they're having a successful season, right? They're being praised. Oh man, that guy's a genius. They just won the Super Bowl. They just won the NBA Finals. They just did this. They just did that, right? But they're being praised for their good works. But let's look at Nick Sirianni's team, right? Last year they won the Super Bowl. This year, same head coach, different offensive coordinator, same same coach, same head coach style, but they just had worse results, meaning they were bounced in the first round of the playoffs. Now, is it time for Nick Sirianni to just hang it up and give the head coaching spot to someone else? Or do you think what he did was right by letting his offensive coordinator go and bringing someone else in that is not afraid to be aggressive on the offensive scheme of things? There's a lot to look at here. But whose fault is it? Is it the head coach fault? Is it the offensive coordinator fault? Is it the GM fault? Is it the owner's fault? Whose fault is it that the team is struggling? Is the coaching staff on the hot seat, or is the front office on the hot seat? We need to know. I want to hear your thoughts in the chat on some elite coaches and who you think these coaches are and why they are considered elite. I want to see what you guys come up with. It can be from basketball, it can be from football, it can be from baseball, it can be from hockey or even soccer. I don't care. But who are some of these elite coaches that are out there right now today? See, I know you got Phil Jackson, you got Mike Ditka, you got uh, Nick Sirianni, you got Andy Reid, right? You got Bill Belichick. Keep Bill Belichick in the back of your head because we're going to talk about him a little bit later on. Um, and it's going to be an open debate on that one. But, you know, if these coaches are considered elite, right? The question is, were they actually considered elite or was their roster just carrying them? Mm, mm, great question. Were these coaches actually elite or did they have a roster that was actually carrying them? Like, let's make that make sense. I mean, it's hard to really say because when you look at Andy Reid took the Eagles to the Super Bowl in 2004. He took the Chiefs to the Super Bowl as well. He did some really good things. But was it him and his coaching style and his coaching philosophy? Or was it the team that was carrying him to victory to get to where he's at today? I'm just saying. Man, now we look at something else here, right? So we look at athletes, their behavior, and this thing called double standard. So when we look at these pro athletes, do they get held to a double standard or not? So, prime example, LeBron James. I'm gonna go back to him forevermore. LeBron James, he's in a situation where he was having the opportunity to use his platform to actually showcase what he wanted to talk about. And hold on for a second, guys. Go ask your mom, please. Go. So You look at LeBron. He uses his platform for the equality for all and social injustice, police brutality, and then he talks about how bad his, his team is, coaching staff, different things like that. Right? He's going on social media and he's showing his emotion. He's going out and he's showing his emotion, and then you turn around and you look at a player like AJ Brown, where AJ Brown not getting a lot of receptions. He's not getting damn near the same amount of yards that he was getting last year. Um, and he complains about it on, not really complain, but he talks about it on social media, and then he gets told, oh, he's just a cancer in the locker room. He shouldn't be on social media voicing his concerns about what's happening in the team locker room. He shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing that. But again, LeBron doesn't get told that he shouldn't be doing this stuff. And then AJ Brown gets told you shouldn't be doing this stuff. I don't know. It's just me. Might be just me, but I don't think that's right. Two pro athletes voicing their concerns, voicing their frustrations about something. It's two totally different subjects. I get it. LeBron's trying to use his voice to talk about how the team didn't perform or how they didn't do this or they didn't do that. He's trash talking and downplaying his teammates and his coaching staff. But nobody says anything to him. Why? Because they know if they do, he's going to get up and leave and go somewhere else, request a trade. AJ Brown, not so much. Let's look at, for example, too, right? Steph Curry. Steph Curry in the finals. I believe this was 2015 finals, maybe the 2016 finals. And he threw his mouthpiece, and his mouthpiece hit a fan. He was ejected from the game and given a fine. He went over and apologized to that fan right after his mouthpiece done hit that fan. And that fan's like, you're good. You're all right. Steph was showing emotion. It's crazy to know that not everybody is being held to that same standard. So why the real question at hand is why does confidence sound different depending on who says it? Because LeBron says it, everybody has to worship him in the ground that he walks on. If AJ Brown says it or Jalen Hurts says it, it's like it never even, like, no, who cares? Like, who are you? Like, you're nobody, pretty much. If Tom Brady was to say something like that, oh man, Bill Belichick's in the hot seat because Tom Brady's not happy. We need to listen to his concerns, blah, 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 like the whole nine. But we talk about fairness and we talk about equality and we talk about a lot of this stuff. But it looks the same for players, no matter if they're a superstar or not. The accountability should be the same for everyone across the board. I'm just saying. So, man, all I'm saying is I don't like LeBron as an athlete at all. I respect him as a person, but I don't like him as an athlete. I think he's washed up. I never liked him at all, ever growing up. And if you ask anybody about who my favorite player was, almost anybody will tell you my favorite player is Lou Williams. Lou Williams, an underdog, a kid from Atlanta, Georgia, drafted out of high school to the Philadelphia 76ers. That's who my favorite player was. I can care less about LeBron and his height. When we talk about Other players that I watched and liked growing up, we talk about Iverson. We talk about Kobe. We talk about Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose. And we looking at players now. We're looking at players like Tyrese Maxey. You got BJ Edgecombe. You got Josh Hart from the Villanova Wildcats. You got Jalen Brunson from the Villanova Wildcats. You got Kyle Bridges from the Villanova Wildcats. I can keep going. You got Dante DiVincenzo from the Villanova Wildcats. You got, you got Sadiq Bey from the Villanova Wildcats. They'll play on different teams. Like, come on now. LeBron as an athlete, in my opinion, has never been up there at all. Again, thank you everybody for joining in to Unfiltered Sports. Thank you for tuning into the chat, throwing in your comments, your questions, concerns, whatever it may be. Because here on Unfiltered Sports, I don't care about the bias. I'm here to talk my trash and show you my opinion. Out the pit, what's going on? Queen, what's going on? Ron's opinion don't matter. What's going on? It's the OG network in the building. So y'all better recognize, like, and subscribe to their pages. Mind you, I got my popcorn still. But I'm gonna put a question out there. And this is falling around Bill Belichick. And that's why I said keep Bill Belichick in the back of your heads. Right? Because Bill Belichick did not get a first round ballot Hall of Fame. I can care less about LeBron money. We're going to move on from LeBron anyway because he's garbage. He's trash. Basura. He will never be, in my books, a top player. So it is what it is. Kobe is better than LeBron. We talk about the GOAT debate. It's Michael Jordan, followed by Kobe, followed by bum LeBron. So that's the end of that discussion there. Moving on, back to Bill Belichick here. Here we go. Bill Belichick did not make a first round ballot Hall of Fame. Why? Is it because he's not an elite coach? He did a lot with the New England Patriots, but why wasn't he considered a first round Hall of Famer? Great question. I want to hear some of y'all answers in the chat. A coach with a winning record who set some records in the NFL, but was not considered a first round ballot Hall of Famer. As much as I hate the Patriots and as much as I dislike Bill Belichick, I wholeheartedly believe he should have been a first round ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah, that's true. They gave all the credit to Tom Brady because Tom Brady carried the team. But you got to look at Gronk. You got to look at Wes Welker. I mean, he had a team that helped carry him to those Super Bowls as well. But if Belichick didn't get a first round ballot Hall of Fame, does any other coach that come after him deserve to have that first round ballot Hall of Fame or not? In my opinion, no, not at all. Not at all. Because if you look at it, does Andy Reid deserve to be a first round ballot Hall of Famer? Does Nick Sirianni deserve to be one? Does Phil Jackson deserve to be one? In that case, does John Wooden deserve to be one? So, like, there's a lot to look at here. I mean, I like Andy Reid a lot. I mean, like I said, I really like Andy Reid a lot. He's quiet, down to earth. He's always to himself, really. But who's jealous of Bill Belichick? Honestly, I think the reason he didn't get his first round ballot Hall of Fame was because of all of those deflate gates, spy gates, whatever gates you want to talk about. It was too much to even think about. So if we look at it, deflating the footballs, you looking at the sideline of the other team, and they are reading their hand signals and signs and all of that, so you can know what play they're going to run. All of that stuff comes back. But do you blame Bill Belichick for that, or do you blame Tom Brady for that stuff? Because if you're the quarterback, you should know how much air belongs in that football. Come on now. And then you, the coach, talk about you didn't know or whatever. It's baloney. That's what it is. Baloney. We don't sit here and we don't praise the cheating. We call it out. And in my opinion, for all those circumstances, if it was different years, I'm not even thinking about going back so many years with that stuff. But if these were different years and each year was a different cheating circumstance, if they won the Super Bowl that year, they should have to render that Super Bowl. I'm just saying. That's my take on that one. I'm just saying on that one. I like hockey for the fights, but I don't know too many hockey coaches at all to even throw them in there. Now we look at baseball. I'm putting Charlie Manuel on that as well. I will put Charlie Manuel on that as well. But back to the cheating and all of that stuff. I think the Patriots should render their Super Bowls for every year they were caught cheating, doing some dirty stuff like that. A bunch of snakes. Better yet, better yet, because I see a Steeler fan in the chat, and I want to talk my trash about the Steelers, but I'm gonna throw some respect on Mike Tomlin. Should Mike Tomlin be considered a first round Hall of Fame ballot? Hmm. He was the fourth coach. Man, if Roger Goodell had a back, he would make him do it. No, nobody said the Steelers cheated, but should their head coach who just stepped down be considered for a first year Hall of Famer, unlike Bill Belichick? Who deserves it more? I should say. I would put Andy Reid up there. I would put Mike Tomlin up there. But I mean, Bill Belichick, if I'm not mistaken, was trash as a defensive coordinator. If I'm not mistaken, he was a defensive coordinator for the Giants, something like that. But he was trash. I honestly think, even though Roger Goodell is the commissioner of the NFL, he's got something to do with Vegas and all these sports betting, and he's writing this script and doing some crazy stuff behind the scenes here. Now, if y'all don't see me on Unfiltered Sports no more, y'all know it's true, because he probably came and sent somebody to come get me. But I think he be back there trying to pocket a little bit of extra money like everybody else be trying to do. That's why these referees be so caught up on these sport bettings and different things like that, because they're like, man, I just put, or better yet, they fantasy football points and different things like that. They be so worried about that. And I think that if you're a referee, you shouldn't be allowed to do fantasy football unless you sign some kind of waiver saying you're not going to allow that to judge or impair your judgment calls when you're throwing a flag or issuing different things like that. I'm a hater. I'm a hater. A hater for who? Let me tell you something. I don't need to hate. You know why? Because my pro basketball team is ranked nationally. I don't need to hate, and my team don't need to cheat to get anywhere. So we talk about being a hater. let me go into my Stephen A. bag so far right now, right? You need to stay off the weed. That's what you need to do because ain't nobody hating anywhere. You talk about being a hater. Hating on who? Hating on what? Hating on you? When you get to my level, then we can talk about hating. But you're not on my level right now, so we can just go about that because, again, I know talent when I see talent. I know skills when I see skills. So we call it out because there's no biasness at all. It's always been about the money. Roger Goodell does not care about that athlete that signs a contract to play for one of the teams under his organization and his scheme of things. Because just think about it. You only get a bonus if you go but so far in the playoffs. If you win the championship game, you only bring in extra money if you make that win at the end. What about those other teams that are playing in the playoffs? They don't get a cut out of that at all. And that's the crazy part. But see, the good thing though is that the Eagles and their organization, yeah, the owner gets his cut out of it, but the players get majority of it. The coaching staff gets majority of it. And that's why people want to stay and play for the Eagles is because they care about the players more than the wealth. But always keep that same energy. Man, Brandon Graham hit that forced fumble sack on Tom Brady. Come on now. They get bonuses. Trust me. They get a bonus. Watch. Because Jeff Lurie, he gonna make sure them Eagles players get a bonus when they win that Super Bowl. They won two already. He said, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Oh, come on, man. Don't get me started. Huh. Oh, popcorn down, popcorn down. But ain't no way that, again, these referees should be allowed to do anything sports betting related or even fantasy football or fantasy sports in general. Why? Because it will impair their judgment call. It will impair their judgment call. They will not make the correct call because, oh, I need this person to hit three threes, or I need this person to do this, or I need this person to do that. Who win in the Super Bowl? Great question. Great question. I'm calling for the Seahawks. The only reason I'm calling for the Seahawks, right, is because the last time the Patriots beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, it was because they decided that the Seahawks decided to pass on the 1 yard line instead of running it with Marshawn Lynch. Then we look back at when the Eagles lost to the Patriots in 2004. They played them in 2017. They split it. I'm going based off of that kind of theory. The Patriots beat the Seahawks first. The Seahawks is coming back for revenge. They're going to win it. My only downside to this theory, though, is that Sam Darnold has never beat the Patriots at all. Nobody said I didn't like Tom Brady at all because TB12 was the GOAT of football. I gave Tom Brady credit when credit was due. When everybody said that the Falcons was going to win the Super Bowl against Tom Brady because they were up and Tom Brady came back and won the Super Bowl after being down 28 points, I was there cheering for Tom Brady. People hated me because I cheered for Tom Brady. Even though I'm an Eagles fan, I cheered for Tom Brady because I gave him his respect. Seahawks definitely threw that game, and it was on purpose. Why? Because it was for the money. They wanted that money. But guess what? It's a new coach in town. It's a new team. And even though Sam Darnold has never beaten the Patriots, I think he's going to come back and prove that he can beat them when it counts the most in the big game. You know what else is crazy, though? While we on this take of the Super Bowl and all that stuff, Sam Darnold has made it to the Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Like, come on now. They had it made. He had it made. Like, really had it made. Tom Brady as a commentator now is hilarious. I'm just saying. You know what else they need to make a they should put Snoop Dogg as one of the commentators for the Super Bowl. That would be hilarious. And that's all I'm saying. That would be hilarious. But I'm gonna open this up to the chat before I decide that I'm, kind of give y'all the rest of y'all night back because I heard enough of this baloney that y'all been talking about. But let's hear y'all take on this. The question was, who do you think gonna win the Super Bowl? I want to hear y'all take on this. I'm gonna leave it in the chat. Let's hear it from y'all. That's two for the Seahawks so far. Cam Newton trash. He talked trash about everybody. That's why his cousin better than him. Actually, nobody like the Patriots right now. Because whoever is not too late person is, they seem to have an opinion about everybody and everything. But I want to hear this. But somebody else by the name of Jazzy K. What's that? I don't know how to say the last name. I ain't gonna try to pronounce it either. But Jazzy asked for a shout out for a friend Wayne Kerr for his birthday. But I ain't gonna do all of that stuff. I'm saying the Seahawks. The Seahawks 100%. Yes, I like Randall Cunningham when he played for the Eagles. Why wouldn't I? He's one of the top quarterbacks for the Philadelphia Eagles that ever played. If we look at top quarterbacks, we're looking at McNabb, Cunningham, Mike Vick, of course, Nick Foles, Jalen Hurts. Carson Wentz will never be in that top consideration at all. I'm from brotherly love. That's where I'm from. But I want to know. I want to throw another take out there because enough about football. But the Delaware Dogs are on a hot streak right now, where we have the chance and the opportunity to not only take the number. We're sitting in the number 2 seed right now, but hopefully could take over as the number 1 seed in our division, as well as make a tough and considerable run in the American Basketball Association. I want to hear y'all take on how far, without even knowing or seeing any of the Delaware Dogs play basketball, how far do you think those dogs are going to make it? Me, I'm calling it now. I think the dogs are going to go into the national Final Four and play in Atlanta and win the national championship for the ABA. I'm calling it all the way. Dogs all the way. Let's go. I'm just saying. Y'all won't be disappointed. If y'all haven't seen the game of the Delaware Dogs, please check out us on YouTube here at Dogs Basketball. That's dogs underscore basketball, right? Watch a game. Watch how electrifying the game is. Watch how basketball should be played and how engaged the audience is and entertained the fans are, right? Because even in the chats, guess what? The fans are engaged. They're entertained, right? The dogs are proven that they can bring a crowd and entertain the crowd at any point in time. I think the dogs should go to the NBA and take over. I'm just saying. Dogs all the way. That's all I'm saying. But y'all want to know nothing about that, right? I gotta represent. So I'm gonna let that sit there for a bit, though. You know, it is what it is. I ain't gonna bore y'all to death much longer. But we're not here to be liked. We're here to be honest. If you're taking changes every week, that's not growth. That's fear. This is Unfiltered Sports, where we keep the same energy all the way. If you think you can handle being on Unfiltered Sports with the unbiasedness, where you keep it true,
Gosh, mommy.
you think you can hang with me on Unfiltered Sports? Let me know. And I'm going to get you here on Unfiltered Sports. And we're going to talk about it. You're going to hear about it. And you're going to hear that same energy from start to finish. I'm looking for someone that think they can handle sitting in the hot seat with me and talk sports, basketball, football, hockey, boxing, MMA, you name it. We doing it. With that being said, though, I hope y'all have a great night. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay classy. But most importantly, y'all, let's hear it loud and proud. Go dogs. Y'all have a great night.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.